Shenanigans. Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Pub Shenanigans. I'm Eric.
Pickle.
And we got my man Cody Schroder with us today, drummer extraordinaire from 3 and 20 band. And he's going to be setting in. We're Ben free and we're Adam free. Shout out to both of you losers. One's busting suds and one's busting duds. So we're going to, I think that Cody could more than make up for two of them while we're doing the show this week. And
you got big shoes and little shoes to fill.
yeah, big shoes and tiny shoes, like little baby man shoes. But one thing we are going to talk about this week, we're going to kind of get into a little more music and everything when we're doing the show. And, we're going to start actually featuring some, local bands that we love and with our intro music and everything. But that in that line, one thing I want to go ahead and bring up, what's that one song that matters the most to you that you can't hear it without it just like absolutely, if you're in your car, the pedal goes down, the volume goes up, the windows come down, and you are just going to tear hell apart.
I hope it's going to be something in that genre. That song, oh hell, Jason Aldean sings it. Now I can't even think of the damn name. It's blowing my mind. Slip my tongue.
You can only bring up real country artists.
Hey. He looks enough like me to be one. Okay. Heck, what about hit the wall, smoking, spinning, still not thinking about anything but winning. It just reminds me of being in my race car, and I hear it. Man, the old speedometer starts climbing.
These guys are huge NASCAR fans. Okay. Just throwing that out there for Cody and anybody else that hasn't figured that out by now.
Yeah, it takes me back to turning the wheels on my race car. Man, I was going to let the rough side drag. I was going to hang it out on the wall every time. All I was worried about was winning. I was kind of like Cowboys. Bring back the steering wheel, bring back the checker flag.
One or the other, right?
The other.
There is no coming back from that.
The thing people say about me, I might not be winning the race, but wherever I'm at, that's the most excitement on the track.
I gotcha. How about you, Cody?
Man, I don't really know. I don't really have one particular song. It's just pretty much anything by George Jones.
Okay.
My dad was a huge fan of him.
No, I got that.
My dad passed away
in
February, so it's just really anything that by him, it's kind of.
So if it's the possum, that gets that really gets you going, and
it gets me. Yeah.
Now there's an old song by Keith Willett called "Do You Remember Me?" And
oh god, great song. Great song.
You can't not think back to high school and the shenanigans back then when they all began. When he tells, as he sings the song, telling a story about, remember the old football games and the nights in the car and the prom nights and everything. That would always, it's flashback material.
Yeah, no doubt. I gotta say, that I've got two songs. I always got two of everything. Damn it.
He thinks he's no one.
How the fuck hey, you never know. You never know. Don't judge, bitch.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Walk by Pantera. Man, if I hear Walk by Pantera, man, the windows are down. The volume's all the way up. And, that's kind of like my theme song. We actually, a buddy of mine and I walked out of a job and quit and played that on our way out. We were just like, yep, we're walking, bitches. We're walking. Fuck you. You're cool, and fuck you. It was one of those situations because we'd had enough. And that just embodies rage and just fucking pure on adrenaline.
We've always wanted to have that take this job and shove it moment.
Yeah, we do. And I guess that was kind of one of mine. Yeah. Was take this job and shove it because it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Because you get tired of sowing your soul.
Yeah.
But that other one, which I did say would be my wrestling entrance song, Should I Be a Wrestler? fucking Thunderkiss 65 Rob Zombie. Because that's another one. Man, if you don't want to get up and stomp around a fucking room when that song comes on, you ain't got a soul.
Yeah.
You really just don't have a soul.
That'd be a badass entrance music.
That's what I'm saying. You know, the Vanilla Gorilla coming out to, Thunderkiss 65.
And you can see him in one of those tag spans, like the old, what was his name? Bobby the Beast, where he had the one shoulder strap.
One
over.
shoulder mankini.
He'd also have like a 2x4 like hacksaw.
Yeah.
just I'm going to embody all of them. His name's Pickle. Just so you get an idea. He was going to be the big deal. And his finishing move is the pickle spear. He straight up stole that one from Goldberg, but it's the pickle spear because he's a big deal. But if you see him in his spandex, it might be just a little gherkin. It was cold outside. It was cold outside.
Now I know you hate him, but now some of the damn Nickelback songs just
Dear Christ.
they spoke to my teenage years.
It spoke to your teenage angst, huh?
Well, not the angst. The figured you out and stealing the car and running off with the girlfriend and everything, getting caught by the dad. I had that happen.
But you can do that with country music too and not suck.
Well, you can kiss both sides of my wife.
What's your stand, Cody? What's your stand on Nickelback?
Man, oh my God. I think they're all really talented musicians.
Okay.
Like if you watch any of their live stuff, they're not bad live.
I've seen them in concert.
They're really good live. Personally, I don't listen to Nickelback, but
their music is not life shaking or earthquake. I mean, they're not real inspired artists, but their music is just it's fun to listen to. For me, it's fun. It's not.
Well, so it's the B-52s, but you're not going to do it all the time.
You don't know what I do.
You don't know my life.
I might be living in the love shack, baby.
Hey, everybody needs a love shack, and a chick with a 40-gallon bouffant on top of their head.
That's season in my life, baby.
I can't help it. When you saying that and us talking about that, all I can see is Pickle walking around singing, "Well, I like my women just a little on the trashy side."
I'll be looking for the railroad. They supposed to be too. That's another one.
That's a great band. Great band.
With the Daddy song. I cannot think of it right now. There never was a Cadillac kind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great song. Great
I
song.
want that one played at my funeral.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, note to self. We have to play, Daddy Never Was a Cadillac kind at Pickle's funeral.
Yeah.
Right before we start pouring out 40s on your grave.
Well, I mean, that's like Sawyer Brown. They had some real fun songs. But
man.
Part of the career, man, they put out some real heartbreaking
The walk. Oh my God. That's a song, that's one of those ones. That's one of those ones that kind of gets to my soul because with everything I've gone through with my dad this year.
Oh yeah.
With his cancer and everything else, and I mean he's still not doing great.
Yeah.
But that's that conversation. You're a father.
Yeah.
I mean we both have boys and that are our pride and joy, and you kind of embody that as a parent.
Yeah.
That song can mean something to you. When
as a son and as a father.
Yeah, I mean, when you're just growing up, that song can mean something to you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to you until you have a kid of your own.
Right.
And you really understand that that's what you're going to have to go through and everything else. Because, I mean, we all got to take that walk at some point.
You do. Just walk or stand still. Stand still ain't good for nothing,
Well, what are you listening to these days?
A lot of older stuff. I go back to the Mark Chestnut and the George Strait and
Mark Chestnut. You are going back a minute.
Yeah.
Old George Strait.
Steve Wariner.
Steve Wariner was a hell of a musician. Vern Gosdin.
Still take back to some of the Alabama. You know, never really was a big Oak Ridge Boys fan or some of the Statler Brothers stuff. I still love Jerry Reed, you know.
Oh man, Eastbound and Down, baby, loaded up and trucking.
Yes, sir.
One of the best movies ever.
Oh yeah, oh man.
Oh man, one of the best fucking movies.
Well, and just because it's Jerry Reed, I mean Jerry Reed, I mean that man gave no fucks whatsoever. And he did things his way.
Yeah.
He was not going to let the music industry bring him down, and not, you know, he was like, nah, I'm going to do it my way, and y'all can all kiss both sides of my white ass. In true Southern style.
Exactly. I always like the old line from Smokey Bandit. Yeah, I got the best impression of Joe Beluga back there. How'd it turn out? Like usual, I lost.
What are you listening to these days, Cody?
A lot of old classic like metal, like Motley Crue or Metallica.
You know, they're what do you call it? That biopic on Netflix about them.
You watched it yet?
No,
I watched it this morning. Yeah.
Okay, is it good?
Oh my god!
Because I knew it came out today.
It's
the guy playing Nikki Sixx is like uncanny how much he looks just like him.
Oh yeah. And
I mean, the guy doing Vince, okay, it could be believable, but the guy playing Nikki Sixx and the guy playing Meg, and even Tommy,
and you got MGK playing Tommy Lee.
Yeah,
which is, and they were all perfect. Like they all played their part to the T, and that was probably one of the best movies. Like VH1 had that Def Leppard like remake, like or whatever. It showed how they how they started out and all that stuff. This one, The Dirt, was like everything they went through personally.
Okay.
From when Vince Neil lost his daughter.
All their inner demons and everything they were fighting. Okay.
And they didn't skip out on nothing.
Kind of like more in-depth behind the music type deal.
Oh yeah. It went on.
But they had actors portraying them.
Okay, I got you.
So it wasn't actually the band, but hell, everybody's making a movie about a band these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Bohemian Rhapsody, which I still haven't seen.
Good movie. Also.
Even though, I mean, I love Queen. I mean, Brian May.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you've ever, musician, if you've ever looked at this guy's how he writes music, all of their music is written like a symphony.
Really?
So, I mean, you're not going to just think, oh, I want to play guitar, and I'm going to learn how to play some, some Queen, because, that's my jam. Yeah, good fucking luck. You better step up your game and bring Tommy Smith. Yeah, big shout out Tommy Smith. I know y'all are playing tonight.
Oh, man.
So, my old school Motley Crue.
Yeah. Some newer stuff. There's a band called Attila. I listen to it a lot. I listen to some Cody Jinks.
Cody Jinks. Man, I love Jinks.
Yeah. Some Whitey Morgan.
Man, and if Danny Morgan listens to this, I still need to kick you in the balls. For years before Cody or Whitey blew up, I kept telling Danny, we need to get them in here at the Pump House to play. We need to get them in here at the Pump House to play. And he was like, I don't know if we could get him in there. And I'm like, dude, you need to get them now before they blow up. Because if they blow up,
he can get Ward Davis to come there and play.
Yeah.
He's playing at Radio Room. He's played at Ground Zero.
Tribbles.
Yeah, Tribbles.
Tribbles is who's become the venue.
Has Ward Davis played at Tribbles?
I thought so.
I don't think so. I think no.
But it would not surprise me if Ken doesn't get them out there.
Oh yeah.
That guy,
that man can get anybody.
I met Triple, the guy who owns it,
Ken,
by accident one time. A car broke down right there in front of that bar.
Yeah.
And I went in there. I had to let it cool off for a couple hours. I went in there and they took me in. Served me, treated me real nice. Enjoyed. They had music going on and everything. Met the owner. Seemed to be a real nice guy. I haven't made it back down there. It's a bit of a haul for me to come back from.
He's doing a really good job.
But I've seen
Tribbles, man.
Yeah.
And they're catering to everybody. Because their stance on opening it up for the drag shows and everything else, I gotta respect that dude.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like, yep, you motherfuckers. He's like me. You're not gonna tell me what I'm supposed to believe,
exactly,
and who I'm supposed to judge and everything else, because you're gonna get a fuck you real fast.
Exactly.
And when all the everybody in Greenville was getting all pissed off about them. The trainees were gonna, or the cross dressers and everything, were gonna read stories to the kids.
Yeah.
Ken went out and bought a bunch of kids' books and invited anybody that wanted to bring their kids out there that weren't judgmental cocksuckers to come on out, and they were more than welcome to do whatever they wanted to there. And I mean, we got a lot of local bands like 7 Year Witch supporting that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so the music community in upstate South Carolina and Western North Carolina is fucking huge. I mean, you can chime in on that. I mean, tell us something. Give us your band a big shout out.
3 and 20, man. Yeah.
What y'all play?
It's all over. We kind of do like country, rap, R&B, little rock. It's kind of everything in one. I've been playing with them for the past 3-4 years now.
You were Smoking Guns before that one.
Yes. Yes.
See, that shows you how far we go back.
Me and Chris started Smoking Guns 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little cover band, and then he started writing original music and all this other stuff. And
Now Butch was your band, Butch Gillespie. Butch.
Butch Gibson.
Butch Gibson.
Yeah.
Me and him actually played high school football together.
Okay, yeah.
So we knew each other back in high school. He was the one actually got me Carolina tickets. Thanks, Butch.
Shout out Butch.
But I got a good story for you about him.
Can you tell it
Oh yeah,
on the show?
Oh, I can tell it. It's nothing dirty.
Oh, well, has it ever stopped us before?
It's nothing that would blackmail him. It might embarrass him a little bit, but it wouldn't, sully him.
It's no Purple Rain.
No, exactly. One of the things we used to do before, my tradition was for a high school football game, I'd get as many guys as I could load up in my little Beretta, and we'd ride over Subway, get a sub, and then I took them on an Excite ride. That was my idea to get everybody pumped up. So,
was to kill everybody.
Exactly. And Smith Grove Road, back across Black Snake, up into the final thing was to jump a mailbox every day.
To jump a mailbox?
To jump the mailbox. I had this hill coming up Mill Hill. I think it's South 7th Street or something like that. If you could hit that hill at 60 miles an hour, you could look down on the mailbox when you went up. So
all he needed was a Dixie horn.
That poor Beretta list in peace.
Or pieces. Especially after you got hold of it.
I had a mechanic on retainer. Finally, the last time I broke it, I went up there to go back to fix it. He done run forwards to it instead of on top of the cars and dared me to get it down.
Nope. You're done. This car is dead. Let it rest in peace.
We're going through Smith Grove Road, and there are a couple little sharp S turns, and I jack it in neutral and pull up the emergency brake, slide through and come back and everything. And got this one big, long, swooping left-hander. And the wheels start squealing on it. And I know, I've done this so many times. I know what it'll do and what it won't do. And old Butch, he's over, he's holding on for dear life. Now, Butch is a big old boy.
He's holding the oh shit bar.
He's about to rip it off my thing. He's like, you know, if the tires squeal for 3 seconds, you've lost it. And I said, oh yeah, really? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Stop it! Big old boy like that trying to climb down up under the dashboard.
Yeah, because that's going to be smart.
He got out of that car after we jumped that mailbox. He said, I ain't never ride with you again. I don't care what we're doing. I won't do it. I won't do it.
That's awesome. I'm trying to think some of the stuff I've been listening to a lot lately. Turnpike Troubadours.
Oh.
Those guys, man, we saw them at Salvage Station in Nashville about a year and a half ago. That's when the venue was really just getting settled in for bringing in big shows. And, I mean, you guys have played out there, so you know that is one of the best venues to go to a show at. And it started pouring rain, so inside shows are not near as good as the outside shows. But, I mean, it was still one hell of a show. Yeah. Just because those guys are so ridiculous.
Now, were they playing outside?
They were going to, but then they ended up having to play inside because, I mean, we got a torrential.
I've never played outside there yet.
Really?
I'd love to. Because it's so open.
Oh yeah, and I mean you basically you've got a little grass amphitheater out there.
Oh yeah.
So there is not a bad place, and you've got a little food truck-esque kind of little shack.
Right.
Great food, great beers. It's North Carolina though, so you're only going to get one drink at a time.
Right. Now I'll take you back. See, you may. I'm not sure exactly how old you are, but you're older than me. You might remember this. The WSC family unions they used to have at Greenville Baseball Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Man, now that was a great. The tickets were like $10. They'd have 9 or 10 bands out there. I mean, I'm talking major. I seen George Jones out there.
Sure.
And
I saw him at the Peach Festival
yeah.
in Gaffney years and years and years
It
ago.
was first come, first served as far as the seating. They put them all the way against the back wall in center field. You camped out the night before. As soon as they opened the gates, you took off running. You let out blankets like the Oklahoma Land Rush. That's how you staked your property. They opened the gates like 7 in the morning. First band didn't start playing like 11, and it didn't end until like 9 o'clock that night.
Damn.
And this band, the last time I went out there, I seen Vince Gill, Patty Loveless, I just said his name a minute ago, Mark Chestnut, Tracy Lawrence, Dixie and the band was playing at that time, Aaron Tippin, and 2 or 3 local bands. $10. That was a ticket.
Man.
They need to do that again.
Yeah, seriously, they need to do that again.
They've done that for years. I mean, that's what I seen George Jones. I seen Waylon Jennings out there. I seen Sawyer Brown.
See, I never got to see Waylon.
Yeah.
I mean, I always wanted to.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean,
The funniest part was when Waylon started singing Willie's part, he'd hold his nose.
that's awesome.
But I remember the funny part when George Jones was out there, he was trying to invite people up on the stage. And the security's like, no. Well, I thought it was really cool, but I didn't get it at the time. He's like, all right, I tell y'all what, you just bring your ticket stuff to the Silver Fox and everybody can get on the stage there. He just sold another show.
Yeah, seriously.
He left there and went to another show at Silver Fox.
Even though he was so well known for being No-Show Jones.
Right.
That show that we saw, it was him and Tammy Wynette. It's one of the last shows before she passed that they did together. And I'll never forget it. I mean, we're out there in Gaffney. It's hotter than 3 hells.
Yeah.
And, there's this taxidermied possum getting passed around the whole stage and everything.
Yeah.
And you got the beach balls and whatnot. And I went with my dad, and he goes, now I know why you drink beer at shows. He goes, you got to drink to be able to deal with all this. I said, nah, you drink because you can just have a good time and all
So I can
this.
be part of it.
Yeah, I said, you want to be a part. You don't want to be excluded. And then we were there with him and his girlfriend at the time. And I remember I saw a couple of really, nice-looking little cowgirl buckle bunny wannabes. And I'm like, well, I'll catch up with y'all later. I said, I might have just found a new ride home.
Oh, that was the other great part about WC Family Union. In July, hotter than hell. All the girls out there wearing bikinis. Concert. I mean, you could bring your own coolers in and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Good luck anybody doing that these days.
Yeah, I mean, but it was. He was, 12, 13 years old, running around, didn't know exactly what to do with it, but I knew it was pointing north,
He was just going Cody, we've got this saying amongst, the podcast crew and everything. Yeah. Lead us not in temptation because Pickle will always know the way. And that's a fact. But, even back, so Turnpikes is my jam. Cody Jinks, I listen to a lot of Cody Jinks.
Yeah.
Jennifer Westfoot and the Handsome Devils. If you haven't listened to them, look them up on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. She has one of the most soulful, bluesy, southern bluesy kind of voices. They're from Michigan. They're actually touring in Florida right now. She listens to the podcast while they're riding around. So big shout out to you, Jennifer. We need to get you in South Carolina because you would own this bitch for sure. So I mean, listening to her, I still go back, Pantera gets played at least once a week. Yeah. Regardless.
Well, I've got a daughter who's 11, and she's just starting to really get into music. You know what I mean?
Music or the shit that these kids
that's the
listen
thing.
to
She got
today.
into the shit these kids today, and I was like, no, honey, come here and listen to this. And I'm taking her back, we'll get in the car, I'll hook up my Bluetooth and just start playing stuff, riding around, some of the older stuff, some of the older rock and roll, stuff like Leonard Skinner she'd never heard of, and then you get into,
Well, you have to, if you're a true Southern gentleman, you have to introduce your kids to Leonard Skinner.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's like Ben being from Alabama and saying he doesn't like Leonard Skinner,
right.
which he loves Leonard Skinner.
So I can try to get my son into all that stuff, and he's 10.
Yeah.
And he just, you ever heard of this group called BTS? Some kind of
No.
fucking all Asian boy group.
Is he into like K-pop and shit?
Yeah, like, I mean, hey,
Hey, at least he's into music.
exactly. But like, I'll show him like, when 320 comes out with a new song, I'll like, hey man, listen to this, and he'll like it to an extent because of Adrian's rap,
Yeah.
because he likes rap, and but other than that, he don't like it. He likes that poppy kind of music, like that whatever BTS band or
I think there's a age in teenagers' brain where just the upbeat rhythms tuned to their genetics or their hormones at that time, and something about it.
Yeah, I mean, now my oldest, who's getting ready to graduate with a media arts degree, he's going to go into music. This kid knows music.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a deep appreciation for old school metal, rock. I mean, Rob Zombie's one of his favorites. He likes Pantera, Slayer, that kind of things too. But then he can turn right around and he loves old country though.
Yeah.
He wants like Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, the real stuff.
Proudest moment of my daddy's life with my little girl was this summer when she decided she wanted a Johnny Cash shirt.
Hey, you get nothing but respect for that.
And then my boy, he's 18, he walks in with a Ric Flair shirt, and I'm like, I'm raising him right.
Yeah, but now Dagan will listen. He listens to a lot of this new rap stuff, and everything, and he knows it. But see, his comes from more of his mind. He can tell you how that whole board is set up, and what it took to make that sound happen.
Yeah.
So he actually appreciates it from the engineering side of it.
Right.
And he's a musician.
I like.
I mean, he plays 3 instruments and everything. So I mean, that's one
I like
thing.
some of the older rap, like Bones, Thugs and Harmony.
Oh hell, I love old NWA and Public Enemy.
And stuff like that.
And Body Count. Body Count.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
I
the
like
police.
Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
The newer stuff, not so much. But I heard Chris Rock say it best one time. He said, the music you was listening to when you started getting laid will be the music that carries with you for the rest of your life.
Oh, okay, then,
Frank Sinatra for you?
well, hey, don't be knocking on some Frank Sinatra now. No, Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Oh, Luther Vandross, man, that's what you made love to. That and Isaac Hayes.
Them Boys to Men.
Nah, see, that was after me. So
that's what I'm saying. That was about 15 years after you. So,
yeah.
That.
And I mean, Cody, I guess yours was New Kids on the Block.
Yeah. some NSYNC or some Backstreet Boys.
98 Degrees.
Yeah.
Spice Girls.
Because he wants it that way.
Fucking handsome.
Hanson. Oh, God. Somebody just had to go there, didn't they? That's a load of horse shit.
That's horse shit, Michelle.
That is horse shit, Michelle.
Oh, man. But, introducing and taking that back. I remember introducing my son and one of his friends to MC Hammer on the road trip. They'd heard of him, but they never knew the music.
Well, speaking of your son,
Shay Cheese just
old Shay Cheese walked in.
Go study something.
Yeah. Get those grades up. You want to get into a damn good school.
I don't want to be in a state-run nursing home, damn it.
Aren't you now?
I'm hoping Lenny opens a damn retirement home when he closes the bar down.
Which, we are sponsored by Lenny's Main Street Pub in beautiful downtown Easley.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm taking a little commercial break here. And he is why we actually he provides us the space to be able to do this and everything, and we appreciate the hell out of him for doing that.
Thank
So,
you.
you know, hey, if you're in downtown Easley and you want a great little spot to just come hang out, shoot the shit with people, and you know,
Great prices. good
great
people.
prices. And
Any
we don't have
kind of way
food.
you want,
We don't have food, but you know what? Everybody delivers here.
That's right.
I mean, most of us I work here, so most of us are on a first name basis with a lot of people, a lot of the restaurants. So they're like, "Oh, this is orders for Eric. All right, we know what you want. You want your usual? I sure do.
Yep.
Can you make it quick?
Not so much.
No, yeah, not so much. It depends on where you're ordering from. Some places are definitely a little faster than others. But you know, come by, get a membership. We'd love to, you know, have a few beers
All
with
for a
you.
lifetime.
Yeah, and we would love to have a few beers with you, shoot the shit, have the opportunity to come hang out and meet all the guys from Pub Shenanigans. We're actually,
Good crowd here.
it is an interesting crowd. We're actually working on some merch.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll be able to get some of that out to people and everything. Hey,
Buy something. Our kids need cigarettes and tennis shoes.
right? And hey, and just on another thing, if you've got a bar or a brewery or somewhere like that, and you'd like us to come out, you know, we've done a couple of shows on the road.
Yep.
We would love to come out and have the opportunity to do something from yours, and you know, give a shout out from your place and everything. Get you guys involved.
Shenanigans can go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we do a food tour just about every week, and you know, the misery ensues after that.
Yeah.
Which, what was the name of the restaurant we went to last Friday? Antonio's in
Powdersville.
Powdersville. Oh my God!
Never thought I'd go to an Italian restaurant and fill up on the artichokes. But that's what I done.
Artichokes. The pizza was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The bolognese sauce was great too. I mean, that was just
That was the best damn garlic nuts I've had.
Oh man, and you know, the garlic nuts are always so heavy and dense. Those things were light, and you could eat like 40 of them and not even think twice. But yeah, that was a great place. So shout out to everybody out at Antonio's. We don't know if you're listening. We told you to. And if you're not, you're missing out. And guess what? You just missed out on a plug from the show.
If you go there, mention us.
Yeah, if you say, hey, those guys that and that whole big table from last Friday night, they got a little ridiculous and allegedly showed their ass. Literally, that would be me. You know, trying to make you guys, you know, the waitresses laugh and everything. And, you know, they didn't know whether if we were full of shit or to take us seriously, because I kept saying, hey, you need to listen to our podcast. And she's like, what's a podcast? I'm like, something you need to listen to. Get on Spotify, look up Pub Shenanigans. And, you know, you'll thank us or hate us. I mean, there is no in between. It's going to be one or the other.
We're like a Slim Jim. You either like us or you don't.
Yeah. So, Cody, where you guys play? Where can somebody come out and hear you guys?
We have a show Sunday. It's in Columbia. It's like a benefit for a singer-songwriter. Her name is Shelby Ray.
Okay.
That's in Columbia Sunday.
Where's the show at? Because we've got some people that listen down that way.
I forgot what the lake is down there. 25%? Lake Muriel, something like that.
McMurray?
That's it.
Lake Murray?
Yeah. That's Sunday. Friday on the 29th, we're at Wild Wings in Spartanburg.
Okay, so Wild Wings Spartanburg next Friday.
Yeah,
Columbia
29th.
down on Lake Murray this weekend for a benefit. Hey, and if you guys support local music at all, you need to go down and support these guys if you're in the area. I mean, you know, these guys are doing something to help take care of another local musician.
Always good to give back.
Yeah, the 29th, we're at Wild Wings. It's an acoustic show.
Okay?
The 30th is the show at Wendell's where we're playing with Moonshine Bandits.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Shout out to our boy Colt.
Exactly, man. I've been, you know, plugging the hell out of it on Facebook. The tickets are going fast. So, you know.
How much are tickets?
I think they're 10.
Oh, man. If you guys can't afford $10 to go see 3 and 20 Band and Moonshine Bandits,
I'm not. Don't hold me to that, but I believe it's $10.
but even in that bar, if you had to pay $20,
Yeah.
you guys are not going to come out of there without your face melted off, because it will be that much of a show. Because both of these bands put on one hell of a show.
I'm excited for that show.
What got you into music to begin with?
You're gonna laugh at this, but when I was about my son's age,
Okay.
my mom got me this Vanilla Ice tape. Yeah.
Man, don't be hating on my ice, man.
She got me this Vanilla Ice tape, and I'm from Georgia, from a small town called Lincoln.
Okay.
About an hour drive from Augusta. So we, there's not a lot of places to go down there. See bands or music.
Yeah.
Maybe some bluegrass stuff here and there. But she got me this little tape, and it was Vanilla Ice. I remember popping it in the car, and just every beat from every song of that tape, man, it was badass. And I would go home and remember the songs in my head, and I'd sit there and just, hum it or whatever else. And I'd go. I never told anybody this, but I'd go out on the porch, and I had like this old acoustic guitar my dad got from the flea market, and I would go stand on the porch and pretend I was him, and sit there and sing, Ice Ice Baby or whatever else. Playing
That's
the guitar,
awesome.
Pretending I was in a sea of people.
Yeah.
There's nobody there.
Well, when'd you pick up drums?
I was about 6 years old.
Okay, so you were actually playing drums before you got hooked on Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that same time.
Okay.
I would see like Michael Jackson stuff on TV all the time.
Yeah.
And I would always just, hit the couch or chair, whatever else was in front of me. And I actually got my first drum kit when I was 10, 11. Those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not.
They're not
No,
cheap.
they're not. As somebody who's had to buy several kits over the years
But it was like
for kids.
One of those little kits,
Okay.
It'll break, easy.
Yeah, as soon as his first drum roll, you're like, sticks going through the tom.
Exactly. And drums always hit me in a spot where, I love the aggression you can have behind a kit.
Oh, God, yes.
Not worry about, breaking a string or whatever else.
And drummers always, okay, I played in bands since I was 15.
Yeah.
This has been the biggest lull that I've not, and I've always been a front man or playing a little rhythm, whatever was going on.
Yeah.
But, it's that whole, drummers are the ones that get more tail than anybody else in the band. And I'm not just saying that. And I know, you're in a relationship, so you can't really divulge anything. But every drummer that I've ever had in a band was getting more tail thrown at him than anybody else. And you're thinking as the lead singer, you're like, yeah. Lead singer's the one supposed to be catching all the booty. And also, they're also the craziest.
Yeah.
My first band, I will never forget, we were a metal cover band. If you could imagine this, I've got hair down to the middle of my back, wearing, the leather and spandex pants and everything else up on stage, bandanas tied up and down my leg, singing the fuck out of some Iron Maiden and some old Judas Priest, doing covers of Green Man Alicia. And our drummer was the first person I'd ever seen that actually played a true double bass. That, in person, that dude was crazy. And he would do anything. If you said, hey, think you could jump off of that top of that roof? He'd go, yup. He didn't care. And every drummer I've ever known, another band when I was in high school, we had our drummer was notorious. He would he pulled a Bentley, he'd just disappear. This guy, we're at a house party one night. We weren't playing, we were just there hanging out. And they're like, you need to go do something with your boy. And I'm like, what do you mean I need to go do something with my boy? They're like, come on to the kitchen. He's in the kitchen. This girl is fucking him in the ass with a dildo riding him.
Oh, no.
And we're like, oh, my God.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I'm telling you, drummer's fucking crazy. He's also the same one. Remember those old Filter Queen vacuum cleaners from back in the day? Little canister ones. Yeah, he was the first person I ever knew that actually got his dick stuck in one, broke all the vessels in it, so they actually had to take it to the hospital and take a damn, one of the saws that they take off cast with and actually remove the hose off of him. And I'm like, dude, now you're truly rich for her pleasure. because those had like the old accordion hoses on them and everything. But that's just it. Drummers. Okay, now back to your story. I'm sorry. It's just not every.
Do you fit that genre?
No,
You don't fit the crazy part at all.
no.
You're
I like to think of myself as kind of laid back. Yeah, I don't.
you're the exception, not the rule.
Yeah. I don't party. I don't drink. I may during shows I may have like 1 or 2 beers. That's the craziest I'll get. But other than that, man,
I'd move away from the guy you're sitting next to. He has a really bad habit of corrupting people. And, I said I wasn't drinking. Pickle turned, everybody, Pickle turned 40 last Sunday. He's a St. Patrick's Day baby.
Yeah.
So I come by to see him last Saturday night. We're all hanging out here at the pub. Going to have a few drinks. I go to work early on Sunday. This bastard's like, nope. You're staying with me till I turn 40.
oh shit.
He goes, you're one of my best friends, damn it, and you're not fucking leaving because nobody else is fucking here.
Not doing this by myself.
So
I'm not suffering this alone.
So we proceed to try to drink this bar out of alcohol.
I've done 30 shots. Couldn't quite make it to 40.
I don't know how many I did, but I know I looked at my wife when we got home that night. And I said, I do believe Pickle's the devil. I said, she goes, he's not the devil. He's a sweetie. That's our dining out partner. I'm like, I know that's our dining out partner, but he could still be the devil when it comes to drinking. And that's where the lead us not into temptation. Pickle knows the way.
Yeah.
He
I
really
can resist anything but temptation.
That's so true. So true.
Maybe I should have been a drummer.
It's not too late. Do you play anything else? Cody, you play anything else besides drums?
No.
Do any background vocals, anything like that?
No.
You just the time and rhythm, man.
Yeah, I just
You're coordinated, but you ain't that crazy, huh?
haven't quite gotten down that whole singing and playing thing yet.
Where's your favorite venue to play around here?
Around here?
Well, I mean, upstate North Carolina, this whole area a little bit.
I've only played it twice, but the Firmament.
Yeah.
Dude, the Firmament's badass.
Yeah, Chad does a great job out there.
Awesome.
And,
Awesome place, man. For the short amount of time that they've been up and running, he's kicking ass.
Oh yeah, they really are.
Yeah,
I mean, we've gone to a show out there and everything, and I know Chad from when they were first getting started. We used to run a few of their first shows and everything through the pump house, and he and I got to be friends then. And I've gone out there, and he's like, I'm like, dude, this venue just blows me away. Because I mean, the last one we saw there was Dead South, and I want to. There's a huge lineup coming up. That there's quite a few shows I want to see and get out there.
What's
for.
one show coming up that you like? I want to go to that Static X show.
Oh man, I would love to go.
When I first saw it, we were playing with Second Chance
Okay.
at the Firmament, and that was I think around the time when he first put it out on Facebook. Static X, the time of Cold Chamber and Soil, and all that stuff. So when I first saw that, man, I blew my mind. I'm like, what? And
See, now I haven't heard them since Static died. So
from what I remember, I believe they were going to do a hologram of Wayne.
really,
Yeah. I think they're gonna
okay,
do a
that
hologram.
can be either really fucking
They
great.
did that with Tupac.
Yeah, they did it with Tupac. They've done it with Michael Jackson as well. They've done it with Prince.
Have they? Oh shit.
Yeah. Which that, hands down. Okay, being a music guy, it's the best show you've ever seen.
Best show I've ever seen.
Yep. To date. And it can be a tie.
Best show I've seen. It's tough. That is tough.
Pickle, you got anything?
Man, I go back watching Sawyer Brown play back when they was in their prime at the baseball stadium. Them jokers, they were rock and roll country.
Yeah.
And they come out dressed like a heavy metal band. Like I said, with the bandanas and this little hat he had on it. So this is my cowboy outfit. You like it? And he's climbing up up the stage and singing, jumping. His whole band's doing they're jumping down in the crowd and playing and everything. Never, everybody else stood up there and played the guitar. They sung traditional country type stuff. Vince Gill. I mean, he's a vocalist. He's not a performer per se. They kind of.
Well, George Strait doesn't move on stage.
Exactly. These guys were off. And for that time, that was unseen and unheard of. And they had everybody in the crowd up and dancing and going with the music. I mean, they really. Because you used to go to countries, everybody kind of sat in the seats and they clap after the end of the song, and right when the song started or whatever. I mean, they had the whole place jumping, and never seen nothing like that. That was my first experience with it. I go back. That was probably the most entertaining event, music-wise, I'd ever been to.
What was your first show?
Oh God, man, I'm trying to think.
My first show was Alan Jackson.
Okay.
I was 7 years old.
I'm going to embarrass y'all when I tell you what my first show. My parents struggled
Honestly,
to.
I cannot remember my very first show. I don't. It seemed like it was over the old Memorial Auditorium. I went with my mom and dad with somebody, but it was something that they just kind of took me to with them.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it because that's how. I was very young.
Yeah.
The first shows I really remember going to were the WC family reunions.
Okay.
And that was a once a year kind of big thing that we went and done. Me, my mom, and a lot of friends, stuff like that. And my dad, he just wasn't into it. My mom, any music influence I get from my mom.
Gotcha.
She was the singer. She had some musical talent to play piano and stuff like that. Which I didn't get any of from her, but besides the appreciation, and so concerts were my dad's thing. He was all about the race cars, so I didn't be at the concerts with my mom or at the race with my dad, or out in the woods playing in Union somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, well, you'll have that.
Yeah. So I didn't get to start really going to concerts. I picked on my own until later in high school. I remember our senior year, we went over and seen the Allman Brothers Band and Leonard Skinner at the Greenville Fairgrounds, and left the next day and went to Charlotte to see the Allman Brothers Band, 38 Special, and somebody else I can't even remember. And that was just me and a bunch of buddies going to concerts.
So you've been able to see some good shows over the years.
There for a while, I got going to concerts kind of heavy in my mid-20s and stuff. Before kids drain my bank account too much.
You will have that. All right. Go ahead, Cody.
Now I've seen, that was 2016, I saw Blink-182 at the Barnes Square Arena. That was probably one of the best shows I've been to.
Okay.
They were just like, you would hear on a CD or whatever else.
Yeah.
And they just put on one great live show. Like,
see, now that I love when a band can translate that. They're bands that record well, and then they're bands that play well,
right?
And then they're bands that are actually so good that they get it both ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first concert, the motherfucking Village People.
Oh,
really?
The Village People. My parents took me. It was at Greenville Memorial back in the day. My aunt had a fit. She loved that cowboy. And then my dad had to explain to her the whole ride home that he likes the same thing you like. She didn't quite understand the fact that, that dude's gay. And you need to accept that. I've got a almost a 3-way tie for best show I've ever seen live. One happened, last year, year before last. No, it was last year. Alice Cooper absolutely put on one of the best shows I have ever seen, and the whole thing translates so well, and the talent. Nita Strauss playing guitar for him. Oh dear God! My buddy, one of my best friends, Chad Howard, he and I went, and I took him along, and I'm like, hey, we need to go see this, and he's like, all right, I'm down, let's go. Seriously, one of the best shows I've ever seen. The man's 70 years old, still puts on a hell of a show. I'd say the tie for the next one would be Prince. Seeing Prince in concert. Prince put on, it was phenomenal. The musicianship that man had and everything, the show he would play. And there was no, you see artists, they're getting tired, especially, after they've been playing for years and everything. And you can tell they're on their way out. Yeah. That when I saw REO Speedwagon and everything, I'm like, yeah, they're, I just saw them last year too. And it's just like, when the opening act, which was Don Felder, owned the night, nobody else needed to really get on stage after him. Then, and that was Styx and REO Speedwagon. You were just like, yeah. But that whole feeling, like you said about that Sawyer Brown, if you ever had the opportunity to catch the Avett Brothers back, late, I would say 2008 and everything before they blew up, man, it was, there was not you didn't sit down at one of those shows. Yeah. Everybody is jumping up and down. It was like going to an old school punk show to see these guys. The energy, if you didn't walk out of there with if you had any energy left in you, and you didn't walk out of one of those shows just absolutely dripping wet with sweat, you didn't go. Yeah. That's one of those ones we talk about the experience. Yeah. You want, and I feel the same way about music. We're all about, having an experience. Right. Don't just blindly walk your way through life. Make your life an experience. And get out there and live it. Yeah. Do something stupid who gives a shit if you look stupid in front of somebody? Yeah. If you have the opportunity to make somebody else laugh, which Pickle and I are the worst about this. We will make a joke out of anything, and if you're not laughing around us, it's your fault. But we're not. That's not going to happen. We're gonna make you crack a smile. Yeah. I don't care if you're mad at us. You're gonna laugh and you're gonna crack a smile. You may say "fuck you" to both of us after we're done. But that's what we do. Yeah. That's kind of our thing, and it's all about an experience because everything. We got one trip. YOLO. We got one chance at this, and I don't buy into that YOLO. You only live once. You only die once. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But did you truly live while you were there? Yeah. That's why that's how I raise my kids too. Don't be afraid to take chances and do something stupid. Live fast, die young, leave a beautiful memory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you may not be able to leave a beautiful corpse, but at least leave a beautiful memory. Yeah, like that Rodney Carey thing. They walk by my corpse. Someone said, "Oh God, he looks dead." I left no life in me. Yeah, completely drained. Oh man. All right, I'll throw one more thing at you guys. What's a song that you hear that it triggers such a deep memory for you that one, it breaks your heart to listen to it, but you can't not listen to it?
I had to go back kind of that Keith Whitley song. That do you remember me? That one it follows up the old Contacts. I get misty eyed. I guess the other one is Garth Brooks' Unanswered Prayers. I can't really listen to that song. I don't never turn it on, but when it's on, I can't turn it off. Yeah. It takes me back to decisions I made, and I thought I was making the right ones then, and boy, it didn't work out. And I thought that was going to be the end of everything.
And it was just a stepping stone.
It was just a stepping stone, man. It was just that, moving on to that next one, and learning how to let go,
Garth Brooks is one for me, the dance. Yeah. I can't, the band I used to play in, we used to do the dance. And I've sang that song a couple thousand times probably. Yeah. But I can't hear or play that song without, it triggering memory of my buddy that I actually had to do that at his funeral. Yeah, and tough. I just that's just one of those songs that if that one doesn't stir something in you,
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
you know
that's a great song. I mean, that is an all-time great song. Yeah, no doubt. I guess his wife, Trisha Yearwood, I think it was her, sang one song called "The Song Remembers When." Mm-hmm. And that's kind of that same genre. The song's about the song "Remember," but it takes you back not to that song, but to the song that reminds you of it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get that fully.
But,
all right, Cody.
Yeah, me was a folk guy named Justin Azuka. He's got a song called "Save Him," and the whole story is about this couple. They were going to get married. He ends up killing her.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It kind of hit me pretty hard because my sister.
Yeah.
My sister was murdered back in 2016. That story pretty much. It's creepy, like it's eerie how close his story in that song was to my sister.
Oh wow.
So every time I hear that, it kind of, it just.
You can't not listen.
Yeah.
But then it just makes you think about her.
Yeah, exactly.
Cody, I always try to ask musicians and different people in professions this question. If music ended for you tomorrow, what would you do?
I'd still play drums.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? If tragedy happened and you couldn't play drums anymore, what would you do for what else in your life is a passion that you find a way to pursue?
I don't know, man. I've never really thought about that.
Well, you don't want to think about that.
I guess I try to look a little deeper. What would be your second passion?
My second passion?
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I'm gonna have to take one cigarette or every cigarette.
I don't know. I don't really have a second passion, man.
That's
It's always been music.
I mean,
man.
he's committed.
And usually that's what the great ones say. They never had that other idea.
You weren't going to ever have that idea. I mean,
Yeah.
you were going to be a drummer.
Yeah.
You were going to play in bands, and that's all.
I've never really thought about looking past, music. Like what would I do after music or when I?
Well, and that's the
there's
beautiful.
nothing else.
That's the beautiful thing about music. You can play music until the day you're gone. I mean, you don't have to slow down because you're getting older. That's one of the things that is so great about it. I mean, maybe not if you're a vocalist, because especially if you've done some heavier stuff. I mean, where you just completely blow out your vocal cords and everything, and then you sound like absolute shit, which unfortunately has happened to a lot of the guys back from the 80s and everything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, singing that high falsetto and everything else, if you already had a gravelly voice back then, you got shit now.
Yeah.
But I mean, a drummer, because you could always become a studio musician, and I mean, hell, that's where all the money is, really. I mean, studio musicians are great, or you get golden horseshoe up your ass like Cole Strickland, and the perfect opportunity drops into your lap, and he's smart enough to go, fuck yeah. He's down with it. I mean, and I love seeing people we know and that we're friends with, just, their success growing and everything else.
That's kind of how I think about 3 and 20, because, I was smoking guns for a while, and then, when I first split up with them, it was around that time my sister, was in hospital and all that, and I was talking to Butch, and I sent him this recording of me playing Black Hole Dixie. Now, I wasn't playing it right, but I played, I put my own feel on it.
Yeah.
And, that's what Adrian loved about it was, even though it was the long drum beat, it just flowed with that song, with my own whatever.
Yeah.
And, being that how 3 and 20 is, and, was or is now, I felt like, I was blessed, to be in a group like them, because, their name is already up there.
Yeah.
So, I still, when we go to a show and play or whatever, I'll still kind of, pinch myself a little bit because
Still getting a little bit of an awe.
because not knocking on Smoking Guns or nothing. Smoking Guns will play like little bars here and there.
Yeah.
They might we might do a big show here and there. But it's like every time I'm with 3 and 20, it's like there's no small show. There's always tons of people there. That because Adrian and Butch put their life into 3 and 20, and to get that name up there. So it's still kind of playing these places I've never thought I'd play in. I finally got to play in Nashville. To even go to Nashville.
Yeah.
Play the CMA Fest.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Played the CMA Fest last year. I've played with so many great people. I got to go to Kansas and Omaha, Nebraska, and places to play with the Lax when we were on tour with them.
Yeah. How was that?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was super cool. I was never really a big fan of the Lax until that tour.
Until you played with them?
Because I've never seen a band grab a crowd like they do. As soon as they get out there, that crowd is in the palm of their hand that whole show. Like nobody's on the phone or walking off anywhere. They're stationary and they're there.
That's rare.
Until they're done. And that's when I saw that, it mind blew me how they were just in their hand the whole show. And Moonshine Bandits is the same way.
Oh yeah, I mean their people are rad for that show. We should totally go to that one actually.
They're
I should call Cole and say, my brother.
Hook me up.
I'll let you give me another tattoo, which he's my tattoo guy too. So
Yet to be tattooed by him,
man,
and I want to. So
dude,
bad.
he did my elephant that I used to work with out of the zoo on my leg and everything. He did my Abide No Hatred.
Oh wow.
On my forearm and everything. I mean, Colt does. I've told him, I said, dude, all right, you got both arms to finish out for sleeves and everything. So, we're looking forward to doing that. I do want to give a shout out to another podcast because they, I gave them a list and they're going to give us a list and everything. But it's Art and Jacob Do America. If you guys get an opportunity to listen to these guys, you're going to laugh. They're out in California. They are hilarious. They sit around drinking like we do, and are shooting the shit and everything. Their St. Patrick's special was unreal. I laughed my ass off. But all right, so then we'll do our usual. Hey, follow us everywhere you can.
I got one more question.
All right, do it.
All right, y'all are big and getting bigger, growing. One day that lightning strikes, and bam, y'all the headlines here for thing, and you've made it. You got that first million in your pocket. What do you do that you've always wanted to do that you hadn't been able to?
Buy my mama house.
Yeah, that's a good old Southern boy right there.
Yep.
I want to get her. I've always wanted to get her a dream house, and wherever she want it to be. Get her dream car.
That's a great son right there. That's a good man. That tells you all you need to know about this gentleman right here.
Yep. It's called character.
I've always told her, if I ever make it big in music, in any way, that'd be the first two things I want to do is go buy her house or have one built for her, or whatever else, and then get her dream car.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
That's a really good answer. That's a damn good answer. But we'll start wrapping things up. Find us on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on CastBox. We're on everywhere you can typically find your favorite podcast. Please make sure to follow us. We can't keep, we want to keep doing this as long and as hard as possible. But we need those follows too, not just on Facebook. We need those follows on these other opportunities you have to, link to us and everything. Spreaker is who we use right now for our host. Like us on there, follow us on there.
Yes,
please. Hey, give us an email. Shoot us an email. Hell, shoot us a direct message on Facebook. We answer. I promise you, there's one of us that's open, wide awake, doing something 24 hours a day.
Doing this in shifts.
I mean, that's the joy of
And we've just got some new equipment, and we're adding to it. Very soon, we'll be live video streaming. On YouTube.
We've got a YouTube channel that we're gonna actually start going live with, and everything. Start getting some of that going and everything. But you can email us at pubshenanigansshow@gmail.com. Hey, questions, concerns, answers. If there's something you want to hear, or if you're a local musician and you would be down to come on this show, like Cody did, come sit in for a show, man.
Yeah.
We would love to have it. Cody, I got to tell you, brother, I loved having you here today, and all the feedback and everything, giving us the opportunity for our listeners and everything to hear something about another person besides 3 chunks and a runt.
Yeah.
And and us being music lovers and everything. And that's another thing we're going to start doing is we're going to start actually kicking off our episodes featuring some local music, local bands and everything.
Right.
My boys from Dirty Grass Soul, which are playing out at Pump House tonight. We're going to be starting off next week's show with a tune from those guys. And trust me, you guys are going to love it. If you haven't had the chance to go see them, go fucking see them. Go fucking see 3 and 20 band. Get out there, support local music. He'll just support local all the way around. That being said, I'm Eric.
Pickle.
Roll that sexy.